Well, hello everyone. I hope you can fucking hear me because previous videos were not able to be hear me. It was my fault. I didn't check. I found out too late. This time I tried to fix it. Unfortunately, I got more shit to say. The experience sucked to gain, but I did. I got it, and it changes a great deal of what I understand to be. And throws some twists. And I love a good twist, especially when, hey, there's a conflict of interest there. You're not going to say anything? You don't see that? Big conflict of interest right in your face? Oh, as it gets, it's in my face. What is it? We just prefer you don't see. Oh, that way. I guess that's a clear way too. How's that going to work? I can't imagine how that would work very well. What are you yapping on about? One of the strangest mysteries that didn't really ever make much sense, that I didn't feel comfortable with the looseness of the way that it was experienced. Got hammered into the spot it fit into with hammered precision in just such a way as I guess it was necessary to happen. And it makes sense, you know, when other people are third person judging you and trying to prompt you in some sort of way, it seems inappropriate. Get in your own lane, motherfucker. How thinking really cooks the brain because of the heat of the bodies and their activities. Generates a hotter brainwave. It's science. If it's not science yet, it can be science now. Here's another thing. See, the person like myself is not a traditional information utilizer. If I knew the thing that I was saying, I could have shared that with them. But because of my awareness of having more awareness in areas and more choice, I'm on a don't spread fear intentional path. That doesn't mean I'm going to withhold information. I'm just going to be careful about how I do the bringing it in. Just like I'd like to say to them for what they keep out, just be careful and add it in if you can, because you clearly can bubble it out. Not that I expect there to be anything. I'm going to have a good time with this now that a lot of the mysteries have been solved all at once, because it really didn't make sense. But if your edge is what you do with the information, then it's not going to be really in the interest for you to do anything like real fucking stunning and brave. Like the girl that doesn't act like she's not celibate. Oh, stunning and brave, of course. Bullshit. I call bullshit to all that. And it makes me mad now because it's like you're feigning some sort of disinterest that's not natural and keeping your distance while never being really clean the correct way. And all this bullshit you do with the meetings. When I hear meetings from people like that, I think it's like a fucking operational logistics meeting, not a fucking AA meeting. And why would I? They've got to go to two meetings then. I just think the one they're in, they've always been in, is this one I said. How's any of my business your fucking business at all? Well, because in some schemes of life, you get the double dip. You could be providing the substances that do the effect that you're mitigating on the other end and telling other people what to do and not to do. And then, of course, stalking them. I mean, how do you gather your data without stalking them? You have to see what they're seeing and know what they're doing, right? I guess. I mean, that would be the number one reason why I don't do that sort of stuff. Because I don't want to. I don't feel comfortable with that at all. I'm at, you got different conflict. You got a conflict of interest this fast. You got to be doing something right. And I do. They don't come up with one at all. They might hand me the little weird shaped piece of metal if, I guess. But I mean, I'm more inclined to watch them do some storing process of them and maybe losing them out the jump than any other thing surviving to be a actual place. Unless my grandpa tells me there's some of those in the actual bag. And I don't think that's what is being said. But I didn't hit myself in the head. Like I was going to jar that memory. Like I was just going to loosen it up, right? And suddenly have clarity. Yeah, that doesn't happen. It's a great weight off of me mind. It really is. With one girl, I actually had an experience where my friend that was messing with her before, it was found out that he had some weird herpes like shit. Of course, he got rid of it. That's what he said. And all this would have been ipso facto. But let me tell you something right now that this person would not even know because I didn't say. I was watching myself. I was greatly fearful and highly alert because I had to fight the girl that just probably would have just slipped on the tip and rock and roll. You know, one good normal night of sexy time. Well, not like that. Hell no. I had to change my process up. And I didn't mention anything. I didn't want to. You know, now I am. Now I have the whole picture. It was nobody's business then. It just is what it is. There have been other people that I missed a shot with for whatever wrong reason and found out later wrong reason. But I get a right reason and I give it all the time it needs. You want to fucking develop and elaborate your dynamic fucking inclinations? Fine. I'll help you explore that. But if it gets boring or fucking weird, we're done. Okay? You hear what I said? Let's be clear. It's got to be a real clean break sort of mechanism built into this shit. But ultimately, the stalking is more involved in, they like to know, have the privileges of knowing that they can do this to me at a even exaggeratedly powerful state. Some of that shit's way too much. And in just that area, you're like, definitely they're testing this. Somebody's looking and want to know. Let me tell you fucking science-minded fucks one time so it can at least be said. All that data and shit you are getting by ill gains and all that fucking bullshit fiction, I don't appreciate it. If you're going to inundate me with that level of shit, you should send a real fucking lady over that's down to fuck for penance. And that person that you do that to shouldn't even know that. They should have it should be a mechanism to clear yourself of the guilt you should feel. Because what happens is you end up isolating somebody if that's not your goal, and that's the worst fucking feeling to feel. And then noticing this affected range was very limited. So then I knew, I'm like, oh, this is why this girl acts this way. She's on board, always has been, and that's the angle. And it's so retarded. On one hand, I mean, do you really think it's a mystery to me now if all these guys are committing suicide that are the guys in the relationship? Here I am thinking it's witchcraft. The worst witchcraft of all is girls that fuck and act like they don't, or do all this shit, act like they don't, to psychologically gaslight somebody. There should really be a law against that. I mean, you want to have those old Bible laws where you stone somebody? For that shit, you should stone somebody. And it's serious. You're trying to make light and fun of it, and it does make me furious because there is no accounting for the shit that they're doing, and know damn good and well that they're doing it and what they're doing. That's real fucking shitty shit. Now it tickles me. I wondered what pervert wanted to watch me jerk off. It was weird the first time you experienced that feeling of, hey, somebody's watching me. Well, I've still got to finish. And your life is altered from that point on. Not everybody's the same. But don't get it fucked up. You're not fucking doing no psychological breakdown of a predator or a fucking monster. I'm not looking at kids and all that shit. Which puts you back in the monster category, actually. People who, and I don't know what they do, but I know that they do it because they're into all that fucking shit that's anonymous, and, you know, there is a good goal in some of that if you pursue the good goal and you do it right. There's a lot of mismanagement of other fucking people being spied on, that other people being spied on know that they're being spied on, and they got a sneaking suspicion on who's doing it because only certain type of people do stuff like that. And if you don't think that at time of it getting real fucking old hasn't fucking passed so long back, you know, without there being a reason. And the most fucked up thing about the people that are in bed with the law enforcement like that, and that's a used term to say what I'm trying to say, and I don't know. But I mean, you could be doing something that shouldn't be illegal, and then they're using that to catch you slipping in areas they shouldn't even fucking be in. Because it's not their fucking job. They're not a fucking fed like that. They might be doing some fucking other shit, but you know, you've crossed the line at that point. Why are you doing that? You feel like you're making everybody safer and that's the way you're doing it? Okay. Now, if you tell yourself self in those terms, read those terms and try to only tell yourself self if that self is highly competent or other varied admittance qualifications. Don't let my fucking frizzed out semi-fro tone freak you out. I want it to liberate you like it liberated me. from all that nasty ass fucking thoughts I thought were possible, and then it became clear. Because I let this person into this horrible, fucked up situation of my experience with women and trying to get out of a bad habit and re-normalize with some sort of baseline connecting with someone. And without needing to take the hint, I can see my whole fucking world is bubbled around. So you'd have to have a new actual entry of a platform event, or I'm in the blacklist no matter what. And I'm not a pervert. I'm just a very creative, want to bust a nut in your face sort of guy. All American. Don't think there's any other one that would say no to that. They're thinking it. It's not just say no to it. They're actively thinking about it. The boobs, multiple times a day. If you want to strangle that and, like, you know, ritually sacrificial murder that, I guess. It's not a good idea, though. There's so many other ways to get information. What they're doing is fucked up. And it gets in the way. If you hear me, you owe me some pussy. You need to send it. Like ASAP. I don't need to know. You can lie and make it just a malleable person. You get a lot more flies with honey than you do with bullshit, which is what they've got. That's all I'm going to say. Carry on.